Hi family, welcome back to our channel. I want to dive right into this video, but right before I dive in, I want to let you know that I love you here. I want you to keep going. I want you to keep praying. I want you to keep standing firm in your faith. To those of you who are sowing seed, where the Holy Spirit is leading you to sow your seed, whether that seed is financial, whether that seed is prayer, whether that seed is a hug for somebody, I want you to know that God is going to give you a harvest off of that seed. You do the planting. Your prayer is watering that seed, and it is God who's going to give you the increase. Most definitely, God is going to give you the increase. You may not can see it right now, but I don't want you to get deterred by what you can't see. Because if you can see it, it's not your faith. If you can't see it, it's going to require your faith. You had to lose yourself to find yourself. You had to get lost so that you can become found. Does that make sense? You had to lose yourself in order to find yourself. You had to get lost in life so that you could literally find yourself in life. If you didn't lose yourself in life, if you didn't lose yourself in relationships, if you just never lost your way in general, period. If you never lost yourself, you wouldn't know so much about who you are today. You wouldn't have the wisdom that you have today, family. You wouldn't have the solutions to the problems. You wouldn't have that. So thank God that you had to get lost. We all have been lost. We all are walking this journey in life, every single one of us. And before you become found, you're going to get lost. That's a good thing, because God always had his eye on you. You were never lost. God had his eye on you. And he wasn't going to allow you to get so far off of your life path. He wasn't. This is the good thing about God. Whenever you really belong to God, family, it's a blessing. You have an edge where other people don't have an edge on life. You do. Whenever you're chosen, when you are the remnant, whenever you're called of God for real, you have an advantage where other people are so disadvantaged. And why are other people disadvantaged and you are advantaged? For one, God chose you, and on the other hand, people have denied God. They have made a conscious decision within themselves not to jump aboard on God's team. So that's a decision that people made. God give all of us free will. God is not going to oppose his will on any of us. He's not going to force his will on any of us. You have to have a well made up mind to do the things that God is going to ask of you to do. You lost yourself to find yourself. You lost yourself in relationships. You lost your way in life. You made poor decisions. You lost yourself. You had losses. But this is how God is going to give you a gain. Whenever you have a loss and you learn from that loss, only good things can come out of that. Nothing but good things. You always remember that. Whenever you have a loss and you learn from that, nothing but good things are going to come from that. Nothing bad can come from something that you learned. Bad things come about because we don't learn the lessons that we're supposed to learn. We step and we tread in waters that God didn't call us to tread and walk in. But God will go down to the depth of the earth. God will go down to the deepest sea, to the deepest ocean floor, to snatch you up out of the snare of the kingdom of darkness. You will not be lost. You're not going to have insufficiency in your life. You're not going to continue to have lack. You're not going to continue to be barren in your life. You're not going to continue to be unfruitful in your life. You're not, because you have learned the lessons. You learned a lot of lessons by making bad decisions. Thank God for the decisions that we've all made in the past that weren't so good, because the lessons that weren't so good, the things that we've gone through with that weren't so good, we learned so many valuable lessons. We lost our way. Some of us lost our way, but thank God He found us. He found you and I before it was too late. God always had His eye on you, and God has His eyes on the people who are doing their best that cause you to get caught up. So many people would do their best to cause you to get caught up, but they're going to get caught up in the net that they're throwing down for you. These people are going to get caught up in the cesspool that they want to throw you in. These people are going to get caught up in the ditch and the pit that they have dug for you. You had to lose your way in order to get found. Thank God you lost your way. Thank God, because this is how God found you. Now you have awakened to who you are. Now you have awakened to the power that you have on the inside of you. Your mindset has awakened. Your spirit man has awakened. This is a blessing all by itself. It is a blessing because God found you. If you didn't go through the things that you've gone through with, my goodness, you will still be wandering like a vagabond. But thank God He had His eye on you the whole time. You thought you were lost, but you really and honestly weren't lost. But God allowed you to be displaced. He allowed you to feel what it felt like not to know your way. He allowed you to know what it felt like so that He can find you, so He can pull you up out of the dunghill of life. You lost yourself to find yourself. You lost your way to find your way. And people don't like it whenever you find your way. They don't like it when you find yourself. You found yourself. You woke up. People don't like it when you wake up. People don't like it whenever you are a spiritually enlightened individual. They don't like it when you're spiritually inclined and whenever you're spiritually in tune. You all are all these things as God's kids. You are spiritually awakened. You're spiritually in tune. You're spiritually inclined. And the devil don't like it. His culprits don't like it. Because you can't be fooled. You can't be manipulated. You can't be. And you'll never be obliterated. I don't know what people are thinking. They're not going to destroy you. When they wake up, they're going to be literally destroyed themselves. And they don't have to wonder why they're in the situation that they're in. Whenever you just focus on the things of God, then your life set is going to be given a reset. The life that God gave you is going to have a reset. And I want you to understand that. And I want you to thank God for the things you've endured, because you had to find your way. But in order for you to find your way, you had to lose your way. You did. And you couldn't find your way until you made all those bad decisions. Sometimes God will let us have our way. Sometimes God will give us moments that are not so good because He has to teach us how to obey Him, because there are consequences. But thank God you awakened. Thank God that you woke up. Thank God. Thank God. I'm so happy for you, people of God. I'm so grateful for every one of you. I'm so thankful to God for the things that He is doing in your life. I'm so grateful and thankful for the things that God has done in your life. You lost your way just to find your way. You did. Thank God. Thank God. It's a new day for you. It is a new beginning for you. An absolute new morning. It is a new beginning. And it came by way of you losing your way, of you losing yourself. Thank God you lost yourself for a minute. Thank God you lost your way for a minute, because God redirected you. God always had His eye on you. Always. That is a blessing within itself. Thank God for having his eyes on you. Why don't you confirm that today in the comments? Why don't you affirm that? I thank God for never losing sight of me. Type that. I thank God for never taking his eyes off of me. I thank God. You are blessed people. You are blessed people and you're highly favored of the Lord. You're the head. You're not the tail. You're above and not beneath. You're a lender. You're not the borrower. You're a distribution center for the kingdom of God. That's exactly who you are, people of God. You cannot stay down. You can't. I don't care how much people do their best to put you down. I don't care how much people put a stumbling block in your way to cause you to fall down. You will always get back up. You will always incline more than the next individual does because you have favor over your life. You have a rhema word from heaven. You have a prophecy hanging over your life. Thank God you lost your way, but you had to find your way, and this is how you found your way, by being lost. Thank God that you lost yourself, because if you never lost yourself, you could never be found. You know more about you than you ever have. You know more about life and how to do life right now more than you ever have. Thank God for the lessons that you have learned. Thank God for the things that you have endured, because you are a living testimony. You are an epistle walking. Some people will never step inside of a church. Some people will never step inside of a sanctuary. You are the closest thing that a person might get to God. You are. And you give your testimony. Don't you ever be ashamed of where you've been and where you come from. Thank God, because somebody wished they had told their testimony and they're no longer here. You overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our own testimony. People of God, we'll talk later. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share our videos. Thank every single one of you for your prayers. I want to thank every single one of you for the sacrifices and the labor of love that you show toward our channel. We are family here. We love you, and don't dare get scammed. Continue to delete the reply when you get one in the comment section, people of God, and report these people. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.